Hey, what's going on, Read My Lips people? So, yeah, I just got news of something incredible. And look, anybody that's grown up in any hood, in any barrio, anywhere that you would consider the mean streets, knows of the infamous Cornpop. Okay, dude is a badass. Corn motherfucking pop. And I just found out that our VP, or our ex-VP, Joe Biden, had beef with Cornpop. I know. It doesn't sound believable. It sounds like I'm making shit up, but this is factual. And Cornpop, may he rest in peace. Dude died standing. Took 12 bullets, right? 12 bullets standing, fighting off 10 guys at the same time. Dude is a badass, right? Refused to fall. Joe Biden had beef with Cornpop. Now, I got a clip I'm going to play for you. And, I mean, sit back, recline, put your feet up, grab some popcorn. And this is a tale of heroism, of excitement, of overall incredibleness. And I need you to take it all in, relax your mind, close your eyes. I got this clip for you. We're going to watch it, and we're going to come back.
This was the diving board area. And I was one of the guards, and they weren't allowed to. There was a 3-meter board. If you fell off sideways, you landed on the darn cement over there. And Cornpop was a bad dude, and he ran a bunch of bad boys. And I did. And back in those days, to show how things have changed, one of the things you had to use, if you used pomade in your hair, you had to wear a bathing cap. And so he was up on the board, wouldn't listen to me. I said, "Hey, Esther, you, off the board, or I'll come up and drag you off." Well, he came off, and he said, "I'll meet you outside." My car, these were all public housing behind it. My car, there was a gate out here. I parked my car outside the gate. And he said, "I'll be waiting for you." He was waiting for 3 guys in straight razors. Not a joke. There's a guy named Bill Wright, Mouse, the only white guy, and he did all the pools. He was the mechanic. And I said, "What am I going to do?" He said, "Come down here in the basement where where all the pool filter is. You know the chain, there used to be a chain that went across the deep end. And he cut off a 6-foot length of chain. He folded up, he said, "You walk out with that chain. And you walk to the car and say, 'You may cut me, man, but I'm going to wrap this chain around your head.'" I said, "You kidding me?" He said, "No, if you don't come back." And he was right. So I walked out with the chain. And I walked up to my car, and they in those days used to remember the straight razor. You'd bang them on the curb, get them rusty, put them in a rain barrel, get them rusty. And I looked at him, but I was smart then. I said, first of all, I said, "When I tell you get off the board, you get off the board, and I'll kick you out again, but I shouldn't have called you Esther Williams. I apologize for that. I apologize, but I didn't know that apology was going to work." He said, "You apologize to me?" I said, "I apologize for that, not for throwing you out, but I apologize for what I said." He said, "Okay," closed the straight razor, and my heart began to beat again.
Oh, yeah. What the hell was that? You know, Handsy Uncle Joe, he leaves me at a loss of words. That was almost incoherent. Like, he was really babbling. Dude was babbling, right? Standing around a whole bunch of black people. You know, the Cornpop, whoever allowed him, whoever thought that was a good idea to tell that story, they need to bow out too. You need to go sit down somewhere. I'm gonna just sit down. I need you to bow out. I'm gonna need you to go take a seat. Whoever said, "Yeah, Joe, tell the Cornpop story," that was stupid. Okay? It didn't help him. He was babbling. And I've been seeing, some media talking about this Cornpop stuff, and Joe's campaign has been like, look, no, Cornpop really existed. He's alive. Look, see? You all need to shut up and sit down because, look, Cornpop really, he was a real guy. Cornpop, he was a badass. I guess you gotta have your pops. The second part of this issue is, when he was talking, did he have some sort of twang to him? Like, he sort of adjusted his speech to kind of fit into the background, if you catch my drift, right? And, still to this day, I do not understand, and I cannot fathom why African Americans are voting for Joe Biden and he's up in the polls with African Americans. Like, they want him in droves. Like, I don't get it. Like, what? There's no way y'all are doing your research. There's no way African Americans on a whole are like, you know what? I like everything this motherfucker says. He's on the money, and he's right about everything, and what he wants aligns with my needs. I'm voting for Joe Biden. That is not happening. I'll bet my last dollar that is not happening. What is happening is they are going for Joe Biden by default. It's Hillary Clinton 2.0. There's no way African Americans as a whole are doing research, really getting into the nitty gritty of this shit, of this next election, and being like, you know what? Joe motherfucking Biden. There's no way. There's no way. It's all default votes, and it's sad. It's sad. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. And I went through this with Hillary Clinton. Now, my channel wasn't up back then, but I still talked politics. And I would ask African American voters, who you voting for? And all of them, almost all of them, 90%, Hillary. And I asked why, they never had an answer. It was just because. It was just, well, why not? It was either just because, why not, or our vote doesn't matter anyway. Voting doesn't matter. This is all predetermined. So I'm just going to vote for it. Like, those were legit answers I got. All jokes aside. And that shit is scary, bro. Like, and that's what's happening with Joe Biden. There's no way they're doing research. No way. And I had said in another video, if it would almost make it, I'm a Bernie supporter, right? Obviously, I would want you to vote for Bernie. But even if you didn't, there should be higher percentages of African Americans voting for some of these other candidates, right? They all shouldn't be clusterfucked under Joe Biden. Like, to me, personally, I'm surprised Andrew Yang doesn't have more. Now, don't get me wrong. He does well with African American voters in general. Like, he doesn't do bad. I want to say number 3. But nowhere near enough for Yang or Bernie as far as African American voters. Nowhere near. And like Elizabeth Warren, she doesn't reach out to African voters at all. They're not really fucking with Elizabeth Warren, which is, I'm not surprised. But for this cluster in the Biden, so I don't know if this Cornpop story was pandering, right? Like, I don't really get it, but it was so cheesy. It was so corny. It was so corny. And it's such a waste. I can't believe they let him come out here and tell that story. And I'm not doing this video to get into specifics. There are other videos, like, again, really delving deep about Cornpop and how he existed. I can give two shits if he really existed or not. I can give two shits if that scenario actually happened that Biden babbled about. To be completely honest with you, I could care less. It just wasn't necessary. And like, you told that story to sway voters. And if that story worked on you, especially the black voters, because that's who it looked like he was surrounded by at the time. Like, if that story worked, and you were like, man, that Cornpop story, I can really relate to Joe Biden. I'm going to vote for Joe. Like, if that story worked on you, and was the final push to get you to vote for Biden, then that's just sad. It's sad indeed. But you know what? Again, it's a free country. You vote who you want to vote for. But I don't want to hear any complaining later on. And I heard a lot of complaining later on. Obama didn't do anything for us. I thought Obama was going to do something for the African American community. Blah, blah, blah. When did he say that? He never said that. You made that up. You assumed that. Like, you put that on him. He never said that. Right? And you're going to do the same thing with Joe Biden. Oh, Joe Biden, I thought he was going to do a lot for us. I thought he never did anything for the African American community. Well, you made that up, and you're putting that on. I can't fathom why you're voting for Joe Biden. But yeah, I just had to cover that Cornpop story real quick. It's not even like news. It's just like kind of pathetic and weird. And I can't believe they gave that a pass. I can't believe, they told him, like, yeah, Joe, that's a good story to tell. Let's go tell that story. So that's all I got for you today. Look, if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Did the Cornpop story work on you? Did that convince you to vote for Joe Biden? Are you going to overlook all his other flaws and go vote for Joe because he took on Cornpop? Let me know in the comment section below. Hopefully I'll be talking to you guys soon. Have a good one. Peace.